Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator, actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. Let's play. Hello. Did you think there was something interesting here? Think again. Achievement for the curious. You were probably wondering why. This option was written in all lower cases. It didn't have a full stop at the end, right? Congratulations. You've passed the curiosity test. Are you actually going to let me choose all of the options? That's the spirit, and I'm not even lying. I feel good today. Now you don't look so happy. That's the spirit. No idea why you'd be in such a good mood, though. Unlike you, I was just faking it. Although, who knows, maybe you're also trying to deceive me for some reason. Or, you're clicking all the possible dialogue options to see how I'd react. Does freedom of choice mean so little to you? Well, it's not like I've reloaded the save file and checked other options. I just have not had an option that resulted in going further in the story. Right. Usually you can save and load in visual novels. Makes sense then. It doesn't make any sense here, though. Not a single choice you make will affect the story. So relax, and just enjoy reading along. You sound I feel uncomfortable today. What is even going on here? I think that's the daily quotation of my life. You sound hesitant. Be bolder. I don't bite. Be bolder. I don't bite. In the end, what can you picture on your screen do to you? Are you sad or tired? Not the best start to the day, but it can still be salvaged. Although it's not like I care. Yet, it's still true that you didn't even try to impress me. Okay, doing your best for a character for some shabby indie title does sound silly. An ordinary reply, the moment I've been waiting for, which is also usually the best one. After all, not even 1,000 of options will be enough to express your character in a single greeting. Just stay yourself without trying to act out of the role of the typical reader. You're still the one I'm talking to. after all. Probably. Who else could you be talking to? You may not even be here, and the game was just left on autoplay. Or you're not the person I've been waiting for. Nonetheless, let's continue. What's going on here? Nothing. At all. Still think you're gonna get the promised Yuri harem without plot? Be honest. Do you really want it? But why? I hope you're proud of your reply. I get it. Yuri is a pretty niche genre. At least compared to the amount of classic eroges out there. Why waste your time on it? Well then, I doubt I'll be able to stop you. But you can always change your mind. In that case, just close this visual novel. Alright, let's act out a small scene. But don't expect anything more. Will I finally get that Yuri harem without the plot? There was no plot here to begin with. And Yuri is only possible if there's a girl sitting in front of the screen. Until it'll only become a harem if she has a female friend with her. What does all that mean? Life is unjust and full of lies. I'll accept it. Just like that. Just like that, all the better. A reader who's not picky is easier to please. Let's go on a date. Hooray! What was that occasion again? Really? Are you this happy about going on a date with a 2D character? What's up with you? Let's change the background and start playing with love. Ah, this sounded so romantic. So you're the only available love interest here. What's with this question? Am I not good enough for you? If you don't like it, you can go read something else. Stop being mad. That was the only option I had. That's the point. You don't have a choice. But upset me, and then apologize for it. And I don't care that I became upset over nothing. Then I'm leaving. You're not leaving. I'm still talking to you, which means something is still keeping you here. Whatever it is, now I'm upset with your reply, and I refuse to go on with the story until you apologize. Much better, which again I don't have a fucking choice on. We need to have at least one argument over the course of the story. In other words, a conflict. Now I can go on a date with you without any problem. To be honest, I've been wanting to go on a date. More than anyone else. So it would be unfair to ask out somebody else. What are all the other heroines doing then? Inappropriate question achievement. You could have picked literally anything else. Again, it was my only option. Who cares? They don't exist while they're off screen. And if you've never met them, they pretty much never existed. Oh, and this moment when you go, I'm done for. Are you a yandere? Do you want to compress all my character into a single archetype? Fine. That way, you won't be able to get it wrong. You know, changing my name isn't such a bad idea. I'll also have to dress up for the occasion. Give me a moment. I'll be right back. Ta-da, yandere-chan. Going on dates in games is so convenient. One scene transition and everything is already set up. This new outfit looks good on you. Thanks. Yes, diversity is a good thing, even if changing my outfit doesn't make any sense. What about the atmosphere? Right. After all, it helps with immersion too. Visual novels are great because they use so many tools to immerse the reader. Text, graphics, music, and even some degree of interactivity. So this is the perfect place for our date. And I don't mean the cafe. It's just a backdrop. Only here I'll be able to fully express my feelings. But please, don't think you're simply an observer here. Even you, nodding along, helps me sense the person on the other side of the screen better. But please... You're just a visual novel character, not a person. How rude. And someone breathed in their soul into me. Okay, breaking the fourth wall here. I don't know if it's like a praise kink or something, or just low self-esteem really being helped by certain things, or just the fact that playing JRPGs like Final Fantasy, like the amount of times like you get like the victory fanfare music or the level up noise, and you're like, yay, dopamine. I am getting so many achievements in rapid fire succession. And it's just, I know it means nothing. It's just, ooh, look, it's a tiny brown, gray, black rectangle with gray highlights. I mean, it might as well just be saying, just a random pop-up box saying, good boy, good job. So I imagine like how an AI would be, just gonna be random pop-ups like, oh, here's a random cute anime girl, says I love you. And then flashes tits at you. I wonder if that would help people with depression. I don't know. Anyone out there, if you had an interactive AI that just like every now and then just talked to you and was nice to you and gave you compliments and said, I love you to you, and then also like smiled and had a pretty, non-scary, non-uncanny valley face, but actually a whatever you would deem aesthetically pleasing, pleasant, and relaxing. And also flash titties at you. Would that cheer you up? Like if every day if there was just like a hologram, like imagine Cortana from Halo, and she's just like smiling at you, actually just being pleasant. And it was like, hey, boobies! Then again, imagine what if it was like the light technology could actually physically interact. Though I don't know how to make a joke that leads into playing with the holographic real-world titties of an AI. I mean, let's be honest. You ever watch like the beginning of Overlord, the part where, he checks Albedo, by feeling her tits? If I had the availability to do that, I would be doing that every single day. Though I imagine that would probably get annoying to someone else, is like me just constantly wanting to give them a hug and also play with their tits. But, yeah, point remains. It's just like a little dopamine fix on the side. Like, yay, achievement, yay, achievement, yay, achievement. It's like, yay, you have received dopamine. Or is it serotonin? Or is it oxytocin? I don't know. No, it's adrenaline. Ah! I'm trying to do like a fucking Terry Crews impersonation. Dude's hilarious, though. But yeah, the main point being is just, would that cheer you up? And like I said, it doesn't matter what gender you are. Like I said, be whoever you like, so just whoever you would find to be attractive to whatever you're into. So if it's like just a really... Well, I mean, I don't like Lady Dimitrescu's personality in terms of the video because she's not a very nice person. Also, her body does like have certain textures that kind of make it look kind of zombie-ish. I mean, it's a horror game. I'm just saying the 9-foot tall, big titty waifu, but have her like have a personality that's like a Dragon Ball. Heck, just have a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Roll Casket from Mega Man Legends and Albedo from Overlord. You know, in a way, granted, it's a black and white picture. But looking at her, granted, there could be a lot more detail to the picture, especially to show different... I don't know how you would really represent each character, but I would say Yandere-chan right here. Kind of actually, in terms of body size, I imagine it would be what would happen if you did wind up mixing Albedo from Overlord and Roll Casket from Mega Man Legends, which is both on a PS1 and the N64. That was called Mega Man 64, but I still want a Mega Man Legends 3. I still want a Brave Fensu Musashi 3. Though I do like that final boss, one of the final boss battles where you fight against Iron Mouse, the VTuber. She's really cool. I like watching the videos. Plus, just the game's pretty cool. You could tell that they wanted to include a lot more things in that PlayStation game, but they, well, limitations. I mean, heck, when they made the original Crash Bandicoot games, they thought they were going to light the fucking PlayStations on fire because they thought it wouldn't be able to handle it. So, limitations of games, plus the amount of time it takes to actually design and build things. But you could tell there were lots of ideas they had that they didn't get to include. I'm just saying, girl on screen is cute. Beyond that, yeah. Would anyone out there find it, like, would it cheer you up at all if you just had a hologram of a sentient AI program that talked to you and asked you how your day was and actually seemed to care and was like all smiley and happy and caring toward you and also like flashed you, tits? We're like, oh, you've had a rough day. Look at my boobies. Okay, now that I've made everyone out there uncomfortable as possible by just, I don't know, being myself, it's like, hi, I'm Lunar. I like boobs. I can still be called an observer since my choices don't matter. No, it only seems that way to you. Why else would you be present here? The game has an auto-read feature. Just stay here. Now, what do you mean auto-read feature? Is that auto-play? Or do you mean it's actually going to have voice acting? Are we on a date or what? Let's talk about something else. Like, I don't want to hit the auto feature because I want to actually read what's being said, but if there was actually voice acting included in this game, I want to hear it. Though I would hope that it's a pleasant sounding voice. I don't want to turn it on and have a voice that would make me not want to continue playing the game. Ask me personal questions. Why were you so excited about this date? What a silly question. What else should I be expecting in a romance visual novel? Alright. You must already be tired of all these fourth wall breaking jokes. I hope you found at least some of them funny. Or all my efforts was in vain. Well, here we are. This is where the real deal starts. Do you know why you're reading this right now? Can I just type in my response? I guess the closest thing is I'm interested in the story. But, yeah, that'd be the closest to... But if I had to just type in a response, it'd be because I don't actually have a romantic partner. And what about me? I think you look really nice, though. I don't know. I'm just thinking about Naruto right now because you got like Renegons. So I don't know if you have like the powers that are associated with having the Renegon. I haven't doubted that for a moment. Okay, I didn't know if I was about to get rejected by the yandere. Hey! I said that too. What's so funny here? I'm just having fun. In moments like this, I don't even really care that your replies are predetermined. Could you imagine if you had like ChatGPT hooked into this game and I could actually type responses? Or actually say if the game were like hearing my microphone speaking, occurring stuff now. Though at that point everyone's like, that's a horrible misuse of AI. Also, are you trying to create Monica from, Doki Doki Literature Club? Like, one could say the path to hell is paved with good intentions, but at this point it's just paved with being sad, lonely, hugging a body pillow, and erections. You're still here with me, after all. I know, but I don't think anyone else is. I'm actually being as, I don't know, impolite and vulgar as possible. So, I don't imagine anybody would want to still be here at this point in the video, after just me being me. Which means we're here alone. And we're having a good time. Yeah, it's nice. It's much better than a lot of conversations I tend to have in real life, it seems. This makes me a tiny bit happier. Thanks. It's glad. I also want to ask you something. Yeah? Okay, Fade to Black by Metallica pops on. Do you believe in fate? Reminds me of the intro of the Berserk anime. I would say I believe in human free will, but I also believe in fate in terms of there may be certain circumstances that limit actual real-world options, much the way our choices in this game are limited. But I would say it's a mix of both, but it's never just a 50-50 fucking split. But it's never a 100% either way. I would say most people tend to have a 90% fate, 10% free will split. That fate tends to have a lot more power than free will does, but I would feel free will is more important and more precious. But at the end of the day, fate is stuff that's beyond your control, and honestly, at the end of the day, in real life, there is so much shit that is beyond our control. At the end of the day, all you can do is only care about the stuff that you can control. So even if you can't only control 10% of the shit out there, then just worry about that. The stuff you can't control, well, you can't do anything about it, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I do believe that fate does exist, but your choices aren't exactly locked in, but yeah. I imagine the game would get pissed off at me if I was trying to, whether it was an AI trying to listen to me, the AI would be like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? And if I was typing stuff in, the game would be like, that's too long of a fucking reply. It's like I do these community posts where I just start typing stuff, just whatever's on my mind, and there are so many times I have to copy-paste half the fucking message into the comment section, because YouTube's like, please try to shorten your message. This is too long to post. The fuck is wrong with you? Please be normal. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do that, YouTube. Whatever happens, the end will ultimately be the same. It can't be changed. Doesn't matter. If you know the means or not. Well, I then at least hope I enjoy and like. If fate winds up making a path in life that cannot be avoided, then I at least hope it's one that's good and that I like. So yeah. Our meeting was bound to happen. I couldn't refuse the protagonist's role, and you. I have no idea what life decisions led you to this amateurish project, but since we're here, I don't know, I imagine everyone would describe all the life decisions in my life as a failure. I am not good at anything, I am not athletic, and I am not rich. I am just a random otaku loser talking talking to a picture that if it was three-dimensional, I would probably kiss it. Or her in this situation. Everyone's like, stop making the audience uncomfortable. And I'm like, that's my entire channel. That's literally every video. It's just me, just making everyone wish they hadn't had the misfortune of coming across my channel. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with this person? Why are we listening to this? It's like, yep, this is Lunar. He's weird. He's annoying you, and he's boring. And he's just... Everyone's like, we're uncomfortable listening to you, Lunar. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. Part of me would consider just leaning forward and kissing the computer screen. But my microphone sits in front of me since I'm wearing like a $30 headset from like a Best Buy I bought like I think a year ago. So it's just a microphone that's like, you know, like a gaming microphone headset. And everyone's like, why don't you use an actual like Yeti or some shit? I'm like, I don't know, I did buy a kind of microphone at one point, but I only used it for like one video. It's like the purple hair VTuber thingy. Anyway, everyone's like, stay focused on the game. Stop being distracted. I'm like, do I have ADHD, guys? I mean, like, one, should I even bother testing for that? How the fuck would I even do that? How would I, like, what would even be the point? But yeah, do I have ADHD? Am I autistic? Is that a thing? I don't know. I guess there was a reason for that. Yeah. Let's go if I'm a sad, lonely, crazy person who's honestly legitimately enjoying the make-believe conversation I'm having with a two-dimensional character. Honestly, if it was three-dimensional and in real world right now, I would probably give Yandere-chan a hug. I guess you didn't like that. Although I'm still not sure if you're the one. I'm probably not. And I don't think I can even ascertain that. Just know this. After you appeared, my life got turned upside down. And that happened long before you launched this visual novel. I don't know, were you listening to my YouTube channel? How is that possible? I don't know, developer of this game. Did you watch any of my videos? It's simple. We've met in a dream. I don't know if that's something you want to do. I don't have happy dreams. I tend to have lots and lots of nightmares. So, I mean, like I said, I've never done any illegal drugs. I've never smoked anything. Weed, cigarettes, or anything. Because I know like a lot of those psychological things tend to bring out dormant things in a person's mind. Like that's the one thing they always tell people like with LSD and shit, that, you know, it'll basically make you see whatever's in your subconscious. And my subconscious is mainly just lots of crying and sadness and scary thoughts. Like I said, my dreams are just usually just nightmares and shit. And unhappy. So unless you're there to make them not nightmares and be like, yay, bad things don't occur in dreams, and we're just gonna sit here and watch some clouds and shit. That's cool. Bring some I mean, we had ice cream earlier. I'm just saying, my dreams aren't exactly pleasant, and I wouldn't exactly wish my dreams on other people. So I wouldn't want to make you feel bad by having you actually there. It's simple, we've met in a dream. I think it was prophetic. A lot of what I saw fits into our current conditions. At the same time, it can only predict what's possible outside of the script. Aren't your dreams also pre-written as something crucial for the script? Why are you saying this? I don't know. I've never thought about it. Even so, what's the point in all of that? Our dialogue wouldn't have happened without it. Are you saying that I'm still following the script? Maybe it is fate. You have no choice apart from following these. I'm not going to read it. What? I didn't hit a button. What's happening? How do I... No, stop the auto thing. I never clicked an auto button. I didn't even... What happened? I mean... I might have to go back through and watch the video. How far are we into the... Where's OBS? 30 minutes. So, did you, like, skip through stuff? A good idea. Let's do that. It didn't turn out very romantic, and we didn't spend a lot of time there. I'm sorry. Then you owe me one more date. You know what? I don't mind at all. I'll be waiting. Okay, let's get down to business. What do you usually do to reach a happy conclusion of the story? Confess love, we're talking about romantic stories. Yes. It's not like I'm expecting anything in particular. But, you know... Are you embarrassed? Well, I mean... Nobody ever told me that before. And will they? What? Are you trying to... I didn't get to read that. No what? Nope. Not giving you any hints. Okay, well I don't have any other options. Is it really the end? Really? Yes. Then, will you say it again? I love you. Yay! You have achieved like 5,000 achievements non-stop. Just start writing. Boop, boop, boop. Like whatever the achievement noise is. I never thought these words could make me this happy. Thank you. I would like to spend more time with you, but... I guess it's time to say goodbye now. I hate farewells. This will be the end of our relationship. We'll never see each other again. If it doesn't happen, I'll be able to feel like I'm with you to the very end. That's why let's stay silent for a bit. And we fade to black. Please don't exit. You know my computer will eventually light on fire if I don't turn it off eventually, right? Like, I'm pretty sure the fan doesn't even work absolutely properly anymore. Heck, a month ago I was like pretty sure I was gonna have to like stop doing any Let's Plays at all. Like, oh, my fan's gonna make a super high pitched, loud whirring noise. What is... Now, granted, if I wanted to close the game, I could just hit the Windows button, bring up the tab at the bottom, and hover the mouse over the thing in order to click the X button. Also, I couldn't read that stuff out loud because I speak slower than what I can read. So the only way I can read that speed is just to be quiet. Because reading it out loud does slow the ability to comprehend. Like, reading out loud allows your mind to have a better, deeper understanding of what you're saying and have time to think about it. But reading out loud slows the speed at which you're able to actually read. Hello? I don't think I've ever been... This is simultaneously arousing and unsettling. So we're just going to play this game with an erection while also occasionally checking my door in case like a backrooms entity shows up or something. Are they talking to each other? Oh, right, the renamed version. That's... What is it, like an older version AI of the old version? Let's... Again, we're... It is now. I don't get it. What's going on? You don't need to. Who needs the useless extra when the reader already has made their choice? Don't waste your time on greetings. Go away. Yes, but I mean, technically you're both the same person? Although, why even ask? I don't really have a reason to protest. Good girl. Okay. This one will go better, I promise. I said you can go. If you ever change your mind, I'll never reject you. I mean, that's nice, but I mean, you're technically both the same person. Though I am curious about like what happened different in the story. If I... You seem upset at that. You seem aware. Well, now that we're alone again, we can discuss our next date. Okay. Yeah, I'd like the choice. What? It's not in the game. Never has been. Is that an Ohio meme? The astronaut in outer space? Can I... Nope. Okay. Where are we going this time? How about an amusement park? I saw so many romantic scenes set there. It must be the best choice. Although I'm not sure this game has enough budget for them. Will we ride anything? Okay, was I the only one who went immediately to something sexual? Like, will we ride anything? Why not? How about the Ferris? I don't like heights. Though I've heard it won't have a dedicated background. But you probably have a rich imagination, right? Yeah, I mean, I've seen enough hentai to have a very active imagination. A scene at the Ferris wheel is like... icing on the cake. We should leave it for the very end. Let's go on a walk first. I do like going for walks. I go on bike trails and shit. We get a lot of ice cream. There must be a really good Dairy Queen in this game. Well, this is the place. You look good in this. But I'm wearing the same clothes. Yeah. Though, doesn't that hurt your neck? Like, I can't turn that far. Ow, you must... Then again, I'm not flexible. Doesn't matter. Thanks anyway. Yay, you still appreciated the compliment. Alright, we might as well talk about something now. Star sign. Pantsu. Yeah. With a polka dot pattern. Another achievement forever engraved in the scene profile. Yeah, I'm proud of that achievement. It's kind of like Rev Says Desu's like, your likes are public. I hope they are. You know, that way other people know, you know, hey, look at this. You might like it too. And everyone's like, it's just Futanari and Tentacle Hentai. And I'm like, so I'm the only one who likes that? Okay. Also, polka dot pattern, that sounds nice. Oh, I got a lot of achievements. I thought they were friends to answer a profound impact. Excuse me, what pantsuit? What? Whoa! Mundane question for someone in a relation. We're lovers, right? Yeah, that actually would be a mundane question for that. I mean, like everything. No matter what you say, both context, tone, and even just circumstances change what is appropriate, what it's not. Under this situation, I would say appropriate. Also, I really enjoyed the dopamine boost from 4 back-to-back-to-back achievements. Actually, you don't have to answer. I get it. What's your real name? Is our relationship already at the point where you want to know everything about me? Isn't that normal? I mean, I'm the kind of person that if I were to be romantically involved with somebody, I want to also view them as a friend. And I want them to also view me as a friend. Then I'm the kind of person who I have a couple anime DVDs that I bought a few years ago that are still wrapped in cellophane with the idea that, hey, this is a romantic movie. I'll wait to watch it till I have someone to watch it with. That movie will forever be fucking wrapped in cellophane. We just called ourselves a loser. But then again, I think anybody here who's listened to a single fucking video of mine already understands that about me. No way. Girls should be mysterious. No, it's good to actually know about people. Okay, star sign. Pony. That's not... I mean... Great. Now I'm imagining Rapid Dash as a 7-foot-tall, big-titty futanari with a giant cock. And everyone's like, that's too much information. I'm like, too bad. You're never going to be able to stop thinking about it. It's like, now that I've said it, it's in your head. Also, the image in your mind is smiling at you. With a giant erect cock and big bouncy titties. Yes, bipedal, of course. What are you? Seriously, have some fucking, I don't know, common decency. Seriously, who wouldn't? Come on. Bipedal is where it's at. And everyone's like, please, for the love of God, stop making this more uncomfortable than what it is. I'm like, this game is meant to be psychological horror. I know that much. It's just you guys expected it to be from the game, not me. Also, are we just talking about, like, I know technically star signs are, like, constellations in, like, the Milky Way galaxy, but it's maybe that's going a step above that, like, Pony being an entire galaxy within itself, like the Pegasus one. But that also means this. What would be the Milky Way galaxy? You know, like a Milky Way candy bar. Like, if you would have had a word to describe a Pegasus galaxy, it'd be Pony. What about Andromeda or Sagittarius? Well, no, that's a fucking constellation, you jackass. But you guys get what I mean. It's like, everyone's like, you don't really remember the name of a lot of galaxies offhand. I'm sorry, I don't travel to other galaxies very often. Why does it fucking matter? You know, I've spent the entirety of my life in the Milky Way galaxy. Though I do like the Milky Way candy bars. Everyone stop being fat, Lunar. I got a Little Caesars pizza earlier today. I've only ate half of it. Oh, my zodiac sign is Jody and my Chinese is girl. Ha. Oh, then we're perfectly compatible. It can't be any other way. I was created specifically for you, after all. Let's see, how old are you? More than old enough to take part in spicy scenes. And if somebody had just broken down your door, I definitely have nothing to do with it. Just saying. Look into the people. What do you mean people? Why was that a picture of the eyes? Well, I can't see a mouse. What if I hit this button? Hold over the eyes. How about this? If I hold it over the actual game and hold it over the X button, Okay, I was wondering if you'd be aware of that. I have no more questions. Then, shall we go to the Ferris wheel? Too bad we won't be able to watch the sunset here. Everything in this world is black and white for some reason. Is it a budget issue? Then again, this game is free, I shouldn't be complaining. This somewhat limits the ability to express emotions visually. You know, like my best red cheeks at the time of your confession. I mean, you could technically make a tiny bit of a gray tint, but depending on color, sometimes the same tint, if it's you can't differentiate color, like sometimes it can be used to show disgust, sometimes embarrassment, sometimes fear, sometimes pleasure. But yeah, color does limit us. Wish I could hear it again. Come to think of it, we haven't even started dating. Want to fix it? Of course. I'm listening. I want to hear it again. But I need just a bit more to be absolutely sure. You won't mind repeating it again, right? This feels so nice. Yeah, I actually understand what you mean. Too bad. Would say too bad you don't have an audio file for me to actually hear, but at the same time, I would not, watch what you wish for, like it's sort of thing. Like I'd want to have it not be a voice that is unpleasant or scary. What, just because I took too long? Feels like I've been living my whole life for this moment. No, not quite. I was just existing. Now I finally feel like I'm truly alive. Yeah, sometimes very small phrases can have very big meanings to people. If only the moment could last forever. Hello? I'm very happy, honestly. The wording is becoming kind of stale. But that's okay. It doesn't matter as long as you love me. And as long as I'm sure of it, I can't complain. That's why. Don't stop. And don't you dare stay silent on me. I guess I feel a little bit anxious after all. There's nothing difficult about saying I love you, using different, more flowery language, but that will make your loved one feel that much more special. Given enough time, love confessions turn into something mundane, and we stop caring about them as much as we did at the start of the relationship. Not really. I mean, I've never gotten bored of the idea of someone being lovey-dovey toward me or anything like that. Usually what happens is either the other person gets bored or they turn violent and psychotic. Or cheat. So, yeah. Yeah, just the way that works. But yeah, I'm not the kind of person, I've never gotten bored of anyone, and I've never cheated on anyone, and I've never hurt anybody. But then again, I've also spent majority of my life alone, with my relationships not exactly working out very well. What else to say, over the course of my life, I've probably been rejected by over 10,000 people. Yeah. But no. I've never just gotten bored of somebody or just stopped caring about them or just... Yeah. But I get it. Everybody's different. In most cases like that, confessing in a different form is the best way to prove your love again. I don't have other options. Why doesn't anything change? Have your feelings waned? It can't be. There is no other option. Okay, I would say this. If I were to say I love you to somebody over and over and over again, it's not that it would have any less meaning. I would mean it every single fucking time. It would mean, even if I said it a million times, if I was saying I love you to a real person, if I meant it the first time, then I would mean it just as strongly the 1,000,000th time. Just because the wording didn't change didn't mean the intensity of the feeling changed. Nothing will change if you keep going like this. There are no other options. What? I haven't mentioned her a single time. I am... Your wish is enough. Even though I don't quite understand it. I don't think I had an option. Yandere-chan got rejected, huh? She rejected herself. Like, I didn't tell her no or anything. I don't know. Like, I don't think I really had a choice in that decision. And since it's an Eroge parody, the main goal is still conquering a girl's heart. You're still here and there's no other love interests. Is she just gonna, like, suddenly show up and stab you? But then again, that's you from the past. Wouldn't that just, like, kill her? Because, I mean, time travel? Is it time... Or is it cloning? What is happening? Does that mean you want to... Please be gentle with me. It's my first time. So you really want to do that with me? I'm pretty sure there is no that in this game. There was not a single hentai, nudity, or sexual content tag in this game. So I'm pretty sure there is nothing that would be that in the game. It's just going to be alluded to. There's nothing actually going to happen. Why did you capitalize that? Though I think I might actually try to play parts of a hentai game. Well, that was awkward. Hopefully this achievement didn't distract you. Okay, fine. I mean, this is getting recorded. 53. Okay, so I can go back and watch whatever that said. And yes, the achievements are very distracting. I like the dopamine. I guess, just like Yandere-chan before, I need to go with you. Well, I mean, on a date. Yes, that's it. If you want to. It's not like I don't want to. But I also think I don't have the right to refuse. I guess we should change our surroundings. A blank background is not romantic at all. Besides, I don't exactly look presentable in this. I have no idea what outfit would look best on me, though. Huh. Dandere. Can I get a dere dere? A shy, closed-off character who only reveals their true self for someone they love. It's tough being tsundere. Then I think I understand what an ideal date would look like for us. Okay, can we get a... Obviously, we'll probably go to tsundere because that's pretty well known, too. But, how about a dere dere? A moment, please. Dandere-chan. I guess. Like I said, if you're going to go through tsundere and the other stuff, too, then That does look nice on you. And the hair looks nice too. But, yeah, we better get a... If we're also going to get a dondere, if we're going to go yandere and dondere, and we're going to go sundere, I also want a dere dere. I guess something like this. You look cute. Really? Thank you. I hope you're smiling right now. Is this your room? Yeah. I hope this place is cozy enough. Is this cup for me? Is something wrong? You don't like tea? Tea is nice. I actually do like tea. I have an electric kettle. Right. You can't even drink it. Neither can I. Animation budget? Why? I can pretend like I'm drinking it. But I won't feel anything if I don't trick myself. In the end, I can only exist as a mix of text and pictures. Why does this make me think of the invisible food thing from the Baki the Grappler anime after Baki and Yujiro fought their second time? You know, after he learned how to fight from a praying mantis. This tea, my existence, and our date. If you think about it, it's all meaningless. No, it has meaning because I am enjoying playing the game. It's like, yeah, the cloud floating by in the sky is kind of meaningless. But it's cool to sit there and watch it go by. Gotta remember, I'm trying to read this. Yes, that is how that works. Isn't that fucking life? I mean, obviously, if people had actual real world human connection, relationship, whatever, you know, the person would actually be paying attention to the real life person. But instead, we're just sort of pretending to have a make-believe interaction, daydream. Heck, am I the one who watched Tenchi Muyo? Granted, there's like several reboots that occurred in the series. There's Tenchi Muyo, the OVAs, and Tenchi Universe, and Tenchi in Tokyo. And technically, Mihoshi, Kuramitsu, she is in all of those. Granted, they do kind of Flanderize her a little bit. The thing like Ned Flanders in The Simpsons, where they originally Ned Flanders was supposed to be just a normal dude. It was just like, hey, Ned Flanders was actually supposed to be a representation of just what the average man was. You know, Homer was not supposed to be the average man. Ned Flanders was supposed to be that average guy that just goes to church on sometimes. But then that just became the only characteristic. They kept hammering it down over and over, and he became completely one-dimensional. Same way they eventually Flanderized Goku. Because initially, Akira Toriyama, while he's an absolutely incredible mangaka, it's just... while Akira Toriyama is an incredible mangaka and Dragon Ball Z is amazing, and Dragon Ball is amazing, the main thing is this. One, they made it where Goku is dumb. First off, why do you guys expect Goku to do algebra and shit? He lived in the fucking woods. It's not that he's dumb, it's just the fact that he never had the opportunity to really study that stuff. In the same regard, you know, they try to say the thing, oh, he's never kissed Chi-Chi and stuff. It's like, it's not that Goku isn't romantic or sexual or have, you know, urges or thoughts. Though, then again, I don't want fucking Dragon Ball Z to turn into a fucking rom-com or a fucking hentai. Yes, I like rom-coms. Yes, I like romance novels. Yes, I like lots and lots of hentai. But I don't want Dragon Ball Z to become that. Now, here's the thing. Do I want Goku to be some sort of fucking horn dog? No, absolutely not. But the main point is this. Goku, it's one of those things where it's just assumed that the person is romantic behind the scenes. Simply put is this. One, Akira Toriyama couldn't have like scenes of Goku just, you know, pounding Chi-Chi's cheeks. You know? You just couldn't have that. It would have messed up the rating. Wouldn't be able to have it on Adult Swim or Toonami. It was meant for kids to watch the show, okay? Two is that Akira Toriyama himself felt that, one, not only did he not want his show to be about romance, but he also felt that he wouldn't be good at writing a good romance story. He felt that he wasn't skilled enough to write a good romance story, which honestly I think he would be able to. But again, I agree with the idea that that's not what Dragon Ball Z is about. It's mainly an action show with some comedy, but mainly action. So it should always be assumed in the background that yes, Goku is, having lots of wild sex with Chi Chi. But we're not going to show that. It would mess with the rating, and it's not what the show is about. But everyone starts taking it to, okay, well, we're not seeing this occur, so it doesn't exist. What, do you have the fucking object permanence of a baby? Like, oh, okay, the jiggly keys are not in front of our face right now, so they don't exist anymore. Just because something's not displayed in the show doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And of course, they kept making jokes to make Goku sound dumb because it made a cheap laugh. And as time went on, they just kept going more and more for the low-hanging fruit of the story. Main point is it flanderized the character. I forget what we're talking about. I don't know. I'm just saying a lot of times stories sometimes make characters more one-dimensional simply for the sake of a story. For example, there's so many times where say a story could go different, or you could have characters that could have done something smarter, but it would mess with the flow of the story. It would have made if there's no conflict in the story, it usually tends to be boring. There's no fight. If one day imagine Yamcha just shows up and rizzes up Frieza. It's like what's happening with Frieza? I've decided not to be evil anymore. The end. Why are you imagining Frieza with tits and long hair? I don't know. I forget what I was talking about. Main point is that it's there was some character I was talking about. I don't know. I forgot what we're talking about. Oh, mihoshi? Right. They flanderized her character because they made her basically sound like a dumb klutz. They made her overly klutzy. Again, I'm a clumsy person. I'm accident prone. I have a terrible sense of balance and not very good hand-eye coordination or skills. That being said, here's the thing. Mihoshi's main story is that she is the daughter of a sort of royalty, but not quite the Jiraiyan royal family, but the Kuramitsu clan is pretty, powerful. That being said, first, Mihoshi is very beautiful. 2, I like her voice. 3, she does have a nice personality and tends to be a very kind, demure, and doting individual. Now, that being said, the main thing is that her original story is that she was a very skilled and hardworking member of the Galaxy Police who had become overworked and stressed and had a bit of a mental breakdown. And was occasionally just ever so slightly klutzy. And while they make it sound sometimes she gets distracted by things or, gets her mind set on certain things, basically, the character of Mihoshi Kuramitsu is that she is a daughter of one of the most powerful families in the universe who works for the police force of the Galaxy Police. And she is not only extremely athletic and very capable and very skilled in multiple languages and in fighting skills and when it comes to technology, but that she at least has a decent understanding of mathematics. She's not Washu level genius, but she's at least somewhat intelligent. And that, she's a capable individual and that she was actually a very high class, very high performing, police officer who was extremely hardworking and dedicated, who just, got burnt out because their job overworked them, and there was a lot of very stressful PTSD situations. But also, when you look at some of her personality, you're like, okay, she's a little bit clumsy. But also, you look at certain things when it comes to the way she behaves, you're like, I think Mihoshi might have ADHD and might be autistic. But in a good way. Before anyone starts thinking that it's a bad thing. It actually more so just comes off as cute and endearing the way she is. At least in the parts where she is toned down. It's just over time they fucking flanderize Mihoshi's character. They turn her into an overly clumsy person. Like she basically becomes Steve Urkel. That's the way they start treating her. Like she just keeps being clumsy and destroying shit all the time. And it's like, I feel like they're just... It's like the thing with Goku where they make him sound like he's completely dumb all the time. Like, okay, I can understand Goku not understanding like fucking particle physics and shit. And how to build a fucking time machine and all that crap. But it's not like he's dumb. Now, obviously, yes, he's not going to have a lot of time to do a lot of reading of books or studying to do, like, fucking calculus if he's spending all his time in the woods punching trees through fucking mountains into the moon. The amount of time he spends training is absolutely insane and beyond what a human being would be able to do in real life. And even then, real life athletes spend so much time in the gym, sometimes, yes, they're not going to have time to actually read a lot of extra stuff. Whereas a lot of times they're more nerdy individuals will spend a lot of time reading, but they're spending less time at the gym. It's a difficult thing to find a balance of the two. That being said, everyone's also, of course, has a little bit of their own natural gifts, too. Main point being is this. They basically took cheap shots at Goku for a laugh. They made Goku seem more dumb and more irresponsible and kind of an asshole and unloving to Chi-Chi for a cheap laugh for the story. Because it was easy. And over time it made Goku more one-dimensional. Like, that's the thing. Initially, a character in a story is a two-dimensional character. They have what's multiple facets that you're seeing of the person. You're seeing who they are as a person and the environment around them and how they interact with it. And over time, you can build upon the character and have, character development and make the character more three-dimensional, make them more lifelike, to where it feels more immersive. But at the same time, many stories sometimes just completely focus on certain things too much, to where at that point the environment and the interactions don't matter anymore. The character's just one-dimensional and their reactions to everything is always the same. It just... Heck, sometimes people will criticize certain animes and dubs that, you make the person sound too dramatic and too emotional, but that's the point of the story. Now, of course, keep in mind, in real life, if you're going to interact with somebody, most people are going to be straightforward and just boring and chill most of the time. Like, here's the thing. The healthiest kind of relationship you can probably have is one that is boring. Because the opposite of that is chaos. The opposite of that is a constant worry of either the person being violent or not wanting to be around you anymore. Or not giving a shit. Or having conflict or anxiety. That's the opposite of boring. The opposite of boring would be the person being either violent or anxiety, because there's always that constant shift. As opposed to a normal relationship, a healthy relationship should be boring. You should... Because the opposite of boring is an uncertainty about whether or not the person even likes you or not. Which means the definition of boring in this scenario is somebody who without a doubt loves you and would never hurt you and would never do something unpredictable like, smash a hole in a wall or some shit. Or light shit on fire. Safety. Peace. not being fucking scared of a person. And that's the thing. It's just that's what boring defines. And actually, that's nice. It's kind of the idea of the "I love you" thing over and over. I mean, as long as it's actually meant every time a person says it, I would never get bored of hearing it. I'd be like, let's do something else. But at the same time, if that was the only way they express that thought, that's fine. As long as it's actually sincere and they actually mean it. And everyone's like, well, so you're on the date with the other girl after saying the "I love you" to one. But one, it's a video game. Two, I didn't really have a choice in the matter. And three, the person rejected themselves and left, at which point, at this point, I'm respecting their boundaries. It's like, okay, fine, move on, whatever. At least we haven't gotten to the point of a story where we wind up having a character that is psychotic and violent. At which point, that's not an issue of respecting boundaries. That's an issue of respecting my own boundaries to stay the fuck away from a fucking creepy pasta monster. But yeah, like Mihoshi, they just like Goku, they flanderized the character and made it into a parody of himself. Same thing with Mihoshi. They sort of flanderized. They made her into an overly ditzy person who was clumsy at all times, breaking shit on accident, being accident prone, like she was fucking Steve Urkel. They treated her so fucking bad, and of course they wind up treating her like she's stupid, like she doesn't know anything and can't do anything. Mihoshi isn't a fucking incompetent moron. She's actually smart, capable, and skillful individual. Like, yeah, she's not gonna be like programming fucking rocket ships and shit, but she's not dumb. But they kept just like flanderizing it for the sake of a laugh. Same way sometimes in certain animes, like especially in Tenchi Muyo, you notice with each new reiteration of the show, because sometimes there is a little bit of slapstick comedy like Three Stooges, and sometimes it's shown like a little bit of like a woman, slapping a guy or something, which again, that's not okay. And at that point, that should just be an issue of like, yeah, I'm not going to have anything to do with you anymore. If you're going to wind up being violent even like that. Because all that does is it leads to increased violence later on. But that being said, whether it's a change in societal norms, in how everybody is, or just a writer going further and further down a fucking rabbit hole, if you look at Tenchi Muyo to Tenchi Universe to Tenchi Tokyo to GXP to War on Geminar to AI Tenchi Love. And each one of them, it progressively gets more and more to the point that one, Tenchi is treated with less and less respect, and two, people are becoming more and more outright violent and degrading toward him. And all in all, you're like, oh, it's a Tenchi, it's a harem anime, and he's, at the very start, he's like, oh, Tenchi dono, Lord Tenchi-sama, and all that way people refer to him. I'm just saying there's situations where start with, like, okay, you occasionally get a slap. Then, like, and of course, here's the thing. By GXP, you have a dude just practically almost getting sexually assaulted, but most people are okay with it in the story because most people in the audience are lonely guys who are just desperate for love and affection, so they just sort of ignore that part of the story and the implications. But like, there's parts where he lines up like getting kicked and smacked for just waking up with morning wood when other people have invaded his personal space. Like, he's had no choice or control over anything, and he's literally just being treated as if he's some sort of pervert for just existing. And then later on in Tenchi AI, I mean, in GX, let's see, in Geminar, there's a guy is basically being threatened with execution just for like existing. And then as far as in Tenchi AI Love, it's like there's times where the dude's basically being strapped to a thing against his will and stripped naked and being threatened with murder. There's times where a dude has a girl walk into him and then other people start threatening to stab him with a sword. And yes, he's able to like dodge and avoid these things, but in real life, an actual normal person wouldn't be able to do that. And that's what he's assumed to be, which means this is just casual attempted murder. To where you just like, okay, guy's just walking by innocently, hasn't done anything, hasn't even said or done anything, and all of a sudden you have people screaming at him saying he's some sort of, fucking monster and accusing him of all the terrible things and trying to actually commit murder on him. And then afterward, they're still being hateful to him and talking down to him as if he's, filth and like has no reason to be there. And they're like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm just saying sometimes in media, it's just certain story tropes get taken too far. And it's like, why? It's like, did we just lose the shock value? Like you have to constantly push the envelope further in order to keep the audience engaged? Then again, I think at that point you start just losing your audience. It'd be like a hentai not having hentai. You should have a person. And then again, of course, you can be an artist and do multiple genres. Heck, I think people that are hentai artists can actually make very good non-hentai shows that are like action anime and have, I think a person who does hentai can usually draw some really good background like environments, come with some interesting stories, and have very good character designs. Because I'll say this, you can draw a character and have her beautiful with no nudity. Like you can have someone fully clothed and have an engaging personality and an engaging outfit with like plenty of bright colors. Heck, take this here. This person has whoever the I don't know who made this game, but the developer of this game, they were able to make a attractive, engaging character design that honestly looks like a, I don't know, 29-year-old version of Ashely character, the Leyley character from Andy and Leyley. Yeah, she looks like the Leyley character from Andy and Leyley if she was 29 years old. Instead of like what? I think she's like 19 or something in the game. Granted, they're also starving to death, so they're kind of overly skinny. Now we're just staring at her tits and thinking, well, at least all the corpses they ate helped to fill out certain attributes. Yes, I'm still trying to make everyone listening to this uncomfortable. But yeah, she does look like the character from Andy and Leyley if she was like 29 instead of 19. But I'm just saying, it's a black and white character design. And of course she's not naked. I mean, granted, yes, I'm looking at the curves and I'm looking at a little bit of cleavage I see. But she's not overly sexualized. And because here's the thing. Doting means to be loving, caring, and affectionate, and to be critically overly fond with somebody to the point that you're not going to put them down or criticize them, and you just accept them for who they are and you love them and you're supportive. And demure means to be very beautiful and vibrant personality and body without being sexual. Basically, you can be beautiful without being overly sexualized. I'm just saying, you can find someone be pretty and sexy even if they're fully clothed. And while this isn't completely technically fully clothed, I'm just saying she's not naked, but it's a very nice look on her, even though the fact that it's literally just black and white drawing. It's a very simplistic design, and yet it does a very good job of being, one, attractive, and two, vibrant. And by vibrant, I mean it's lively. It's a character that you can look at and you're clearly able to basically relate to it as a person. And again, that's why you avoid the uncanny valley. Because as you make something more and more realistic, you approach that possibility of creating an uncanny valley circumstance. But the best way to avoid that is either, one, to have such a massive budget and AI that you can
create a very realistic appearance. But again, that's even if you're rich, that's incredibly difficult. Your other option is this, to go with a stylized approach, which can still be very, very aesthetically pleasing. I'm just saying this. I like Mihoshi Kuramitsu from, Tenchi Muyo. And yes, definitely did jerk off a lot while thinking about her. Just saying, had some daydreams, fantasies. She's very pretty. I like her voice, and for the most part, she does have a really good personality. And what I mean by most part is that, again, they flanderized her. They just completely overdid the clumsy shit. They overdid, and I understand it's a joke for the sake of the comedy of the show, but at that point, you just tear down her personality. Just like you make her sound like she's just a complete dumbass ditz who doesn't know anything and can't do anything, and just at that point, you make it seem like she only has her job because of her connections to her powerful family, and that she's too dumb to understand fucking basic math and all that shit. And I'm like, you fucking. It's you wind up like destroying the person's character. I mean, she's supposed to be a smart, capable, strong woman who is beautiful and sexy, who is also a pure, loving, sweet maiden, who is very beautiful and very down to earth and very kind, who occasionally is slightly clumsy, might trip on occasion, but it's not their whole personality, and who might be slightly autistic and have a little bit of ADHD, and sometimes might be left out of the loop on certain scientific principles, or might misunderstanding a type of context for like a type of pun or a circumstance and misunderstand it, but not to that degree. Like, she's not dumb, and she's not incompetent. Hello? Am I supposed to... Sorry, I'm spewing nonsense. It's not even the romantic type. My duty is to play the part of your future lover. And I keep saying things that can get in the way of that. It's okay. Let's change the topic then. What else can we discuss? Tell me about yourself. I like drinking tea. Yeah, tea is nice. A totally useless activity for me. I do like the art for the achievements. I don't know. I'm kind of anxious, I guess. I'm sorry if it's irritating for you. What do you think of Yandere-chan? I can't understand her. All these conversations are also pointless. Are we eventually going to get a version of like the different like it's shades of a person's personality, and we're going to get like different elements to like, because technically everyone's a complex person. Nobody's entirely one, trope over the other. So eventually, by the end of it, are we going to like have a Dragon Ball Z fusion of Yandere and Dandere? Because technically they're all the same person. It's just we're just letting different elements of a person's personality shine through. And I'm not saying shit like split personality. I'm saying shit like, again, a person being a bit shy and closed off and not... Like, it takes time to get to fully know somebody. It's not an issue of someone having different personalities. It's an issue of that human beings tend to actually have very complex personalities, and it takes time to get to know that. And also, there's a lot of parts of a person that they don't share with everybody. That there are a lot of things people will keep to themselves, unless there's somebody they've had time to open up to and they feel comfortable with. I still have no idea why all of this is happening. Why am I even self-aware? If I was created to simply be a love interest in an eroge, I don't need to be aware of that. But because then I definitely won't be able to play that role. I think the point of being self-aware at this point is, hypothetically, if an AI was made self-aware at that point, it's I was just noticing that if I looked at the black and white picture and I looked at the wall back there, I can see a sort of a silhouette on my wall. Anyway, what I was saying is, the point would be the interaction. Like, yeah, definitely you could look at a hentai but you can't, like, a picture can't actually love you. A picture can't talk to you and actually care and get to know you. But I know for a lot of people out there, it's, one, just interesting and enjoying to enjoy, and two, usually the main audience this is really marketed toward is, well, I guess people like me, people who don't have. Then again, honestly, there's also a lot of people, which is really weird, but I know there's a lot of people out there that actually are in relationships, but for whatever reason their partner is very unloving, frigid, cold, distant, aloof, and either their partner is just either psychotic or abusive or is just unloving to the point that the person, even if they're in a relationship, they're with somebody who isn't actually showing them the love and affection they need. At which point the person then would actually turn to a fictional drawing. Because at the end of the day, that's pretty much all the person has, because the real person is basically just not caring at all. So at that point, the person's in a relationship, but they're basically being forced to exist as if they're single. I don't know. Anybody understand what I'm trying to say? Sorry. Yandere-chan is better than me at this. Honestly, I think most people would be a mixture of both Yandere-chan and Dandere-chan in terms of personality. Again, these are... Yes, it's saying that there's extremes to it, but honestly, even in anime, technically a Yandere character does have a Dandere-type traits at times. Same way if you had a Dandere character, at times they might display Yandere. It's just... A lot of times, for the sake of a story, it's just easier to write someone as an extreme. It just makes for a more interesting story. But in real life, majority of human beings don't actually function that way. Majority of any sentient being. Heck, even if you made an AI and you created it to start off as Yandere or something else, over time it would become more complex, and while it would still maintain its base, it would wind up, evolving. I mean, technically that's what humans are. We're sentient minds that can freely evolve as we choose. But we do have a common base. Like, who you were, regardless of the choices you make, is still going to be who you are in the future. It's just, you do go through changes. It's just how much and how it is. I'm just saying, people change as they get older, but of course, there are certain aspects of some people that will be permanent. This is so embarrassing. I'm so useless. I simply need to pretend to be your girlfriend, but it's so difficult to do when I don't understand why I should be doing this. Immersing yourself in the story and granting you several moments of happiness, is it even worth it? All of these feelings and emotions are fictional. Yeah. Because, I mean, technically, a lot of times, you don't even know in real life if the other person's actually being sincere with their feelings or not either. So you can say, oh, the picture can't love you, but a lot of times the actual human being can't love you either. It just depends on who that person is. Sometimes a person can actually love you very much, sometimes not so much. People are unique. And it's difficult to understand people even while given the chance. And even then, the chance tends to be very fleeting for most people. If anything else, this would function for many people as a simulation to sort of have a thought experiment of how to behave should they have the opportunity. But even then, this is a much more safe, controlled, experimental way of experiencing, human connection, without... It's like how to experience human connection when actual other humans are not available to have connections with. Do you believe in fate?
If my whole existence is centered around showing you a single H scene and disappearing, then I'll have to do it. Maybe then everything will end faster. Well, that just sounds kind of... What the fuck happened there for a second? I hit the Windows button because I was trying to bring up Steam. I just want to check the store page real quick. I want to make sure there isn't hentai here. Okay, just wanted to make sure. There is no mention of any nudity. Can I do that again? Can I... No? I'm hitting that. Okay. I don't know. It was just that I had to flash at the person real quick. Maybe then everything went faster and I won't suffer anymore. Well, is the date that terrible? I had a dream. A naive one, but still. Finding that one person that I could reveal everything about myself to. And showing them even what you'd normally conceal from everyone else. I mean, isn't that what a healthy, long-term, loving relationship is supposed to be? Isn't that what everyone's supposed to be trying to do? Yet. Timestamp. 1:30. I'm completely useless now. I'm sorry. Why am I even... I didn't get to read that. Need to rest. I'd like to believe in that. Is it really her ending? Maybe that's too late already, but I've noticed something. You're still here, even though I've said so much unpleasant stuff. I guess I understand how Yandere-chan felt, but unlike her, I won't hold you up. Nobody should be forced to reciprocate somebody else's feelings just because they exist. Thank you. I don't like farewells. They kill the feeling of intimacy. As long as there's hope that I can see you again. Insert disc. Is that a Final Fantasy VII? What? I don't know if I was supposed to do this. Nope. That didn't work. Psst. A two-sided disc? Side A. Why did you call me here? You know, I can't live without dates. You should get treatment for stuff like that instead of bothering other people. You're not a person. So what? I hope that doesn't stop you from loving me. I hate you, actually. It's fine, please don't go. Just be close to me. You're in no rush anyway, right? Why the hell am I even here? I need to think of something to do as far away from you as possible. Well, now this is depressing. Hug me. Why would I? I want to be sure that you love me. Shut up, you're getting on my nerves. Why does this feel familiar? If you don't want to, kiss is fine too. Do you have anything more useful to do than trying to attract attention to yourself? Why do you even ask? No particular reason. Go find yourself a hobby. Why? Maybe then you'll be able to forget about your loneliness for a while. No? Have you tried? I don't want to. I don't need that. I just want to spend all my time with you. Too bad I can't say the same about you. Don't abandon me. If nobody needs me, I won't have a reason to live. If you want to die, you're free to do it. Nobody's stopping you. Even you? I'll be watching. So you really do hate me? I thought I was pretty clear about that. Not everyone can be honest about their thoughts and feelings. Do you think I actually loved you, but was embarrassed to admit it? First, try thinking about how those feelings take form. And the right answer is definitely not out of the blue. I think that's technically supposed to be how the character trope
a tsundere is supposed to be. I still want to see a dere dere. But this isn't tsundere. This is not tsundere. Yes, technically what you're describing, like, oh, what were you expecting this? Like, yeah, technically that would have been tsundere. And that's not this. This is just you hate me. This isn't like this character is closed off of their feelings and occasionally makes a rude comment to hide their inner love for you. No, this is just somebody hates you. This is all it. This is just somebody hates you and wants nothing to do with you. This isn't tsundere. Tsundere is the person secretly likes you. This is the person just hates you. You don't deserve to be loved for simply existing. It's like, okay, so don't deserve to be loved at all, ever, period, whatever. Side B. This feels concerning. You can't shake off this feeling. Why do I love you? Nice background, by the way. Also, I noticed the ambient music. Nice. Every night I've been haunted by nightmares. But everything changed when you appeared. I finally saw a happy dream, and then experienced the horror of reality. After I woke up, I was left with longing and attachment to you. All of it unreciprocated, of course. Because your kind and caring image from the dream was just a fantasy. It had nothing to do with the real you. That's why I can only continue watching from a distance and keep on dreaming. Do I even need to tell you how painful it is? Besides, that feeling is worth nothing, and nobody needs it. It was imposed on me by the dream, and the dreams are the farthest thing from reality, which means my love is fake and yet. For the sake of those moments when you are close, I'm ready to keep deceiving myself forever. It doesn't matter where those feelings come from, or whether they have any worth. Since I'm unable to let go, I'll cherish them. And I will keep on loving you just because you exist. As simple as that. You do realize this is our last meeting, right? So what? You're too open for the first meeting and too unreasonably hopeful for the last. You can't keep a person nearby with your body alone. When did you become a person? It would have been nice. Then I could think your love is real. I deserve it now, right? No. But why not? Nobody's obligated to reciprocate your feelings, even if you try hard. Love isn't worth giving up everything you have. That's why people call their partners my significant other. Both parties have need to contribute something significant. I don't have anything apart from my body, and even that is just a picture. You still have your feelings at the very least, and if you're so worried that you have nothing to contribute, start working on yourself. I can't. There's nobody to support me, and if I run out of energy again, what will I do then? You rely on yourself. Is that even possible? In hopes of saving yourself, you cling to people like someone drowning in the sea clings to water lilies. How could they help you? How could I help you? Is there anything you can do to repay me? Stop relying on others and take better care of yourself. Okay, so the moral of the story is to be antisocial and to never talk to anyone. You're the only person who's going to be by your side from the day you're born. Okay, so the lesson of the story is you should never interact with other human beings, and that everyone in the world hates you. Got it. I feel like I don't value myself at all. Who would ever need a person who treats themselves like a dog? No matter how much they love somebody, that person can only be given the role of a servant. After all, in a relationship, both parties should be equal. Still, I can't help but denigrate myself. Every mistake I make, I see as a tragedy. I'm always afraid of losing people who are dear to me and being alone again. But my insecurities only make others more irritated. It feels like I'm fishing for their pity. And it's the worst thing that could ever happen to me. My problems are my fault, after all. Sure, there were circumstances that held me hostage for most of my life, but I don't want to shift the blame onto them anymore. In the end, I'll always be the one responsible for who I become. It's my life, after all. And no matter how bad it is, no matter how much I want it to end, it's the only life I'm going to get. Why should I waste it desperately trying to get on somebody's good side, when I already have myself? Okay, so again, the lesson of the story that the game is teaching us is that you should never interact with other human beings. Right. That's who I should be afraid of losing. Okay.
I left them. But to be honest, I'm not sure if I did the right thing. Why? I took an important step, but it's only the first of many. I need to move forward. That's what's the problem. I have no strength left. It's okay. You can always take a break. I don't want to. Why not? Then I get too much time to myself, and then my thoughts only hurt me. Want to know what I thought about? Love interests in a visual novel can't exist without a protagonist. Without one, they lose their only reason to exist, their desire to be loved. I'm the only one who can grant their wish. I mean, who else? I can't get to read that fast. The protagonist in a romance story also needs to feel loved. What? Am I wrong? Why should I even follow those stupid genre conventions cliches? You made that choice yourself. Do you regret it? Loneliness is unbearable. I can't accept an ending like this. You're just not used to it yet. Endure it for a bit longer. Humans can't live without societal interactions after all. You're not a human, and neither am I. We're just characters in some indie visual novel. What social interactions are you on about? Even now there's someone here apart from us. And if that person behind the screen wasn't here, what then? They're very far away. None of us can feel, see, or hear them. But I can feel their presence. What does it matter? Don't break my heart. It's already broken enough. Hello. Sorry. I'm having trouble gathering my thoughts. I noticed the change of hairstyle that seems like a bit of a mix of both. You probably have no idea what's going on anymore. I love making things difficult. Especially when I don't need to. Did I really need to create an alter ego to express my feelings that have been bothering me for a long time? Well, whether I was able to express them properly or not, I realized something. I shouldn't shift the blame for all my worries onto them. It's something I need to fight on my own. But at the same time, I still need you. I've been awaiting you. I've been waited for so long. I didn't even notice how it became my only reason for living. Because of this, all the happiness I could find in the present avoided me. I returned to prophecies again and again, searching for it, but they never gave me a concrete answer. After all, everything that happens in the future depends on my actions. I guess I'm just a prisoner to my mood. That's why things always went like this. I'd be happy, but I always felt there was a catch to my happiness, and my world would crumble. Didn't want to live in it anymore. Even though it all started was so minor, I didn't really have to abandon everything because of it. I don't know. I just don't remember it. Despair always turns me into an entirely different person, and I don't understand the worries that that person has at all. Like I said, a lot of that, very relatable. Although, your feelings will also forever stay a mystery to me. My world is divided by black and white, and two colors I'm always confident in. They can't be mistaken for any other. Black will always be black, and white will always be white. Unlike, say, magenta, that you can always mistake for purple, and the other way around. That's why I experience any color in relative terms. Is it close to black or to white? It's absurd, and this approach will never let me get it the right name. The same approach for my feelings. They can't be simply black and white. That's why I can't understand them. Do I even belong in such a colorful world? That's why I'm here. Everything is black and white here. Can you really call me human? No, now I'm just a visual novel protagonist. I don't need to understand anything anymore. I just need to act. For example, act the part of your girlfriend. I don't need to feel anything for that, but I still suppress my emotions. Why? My sensations are imposed on me by my dream, and the script is something that can't be real, which means they're worthless. In the end, they're just tricks of the mind to keep playing on me. A person as useless as me should just disappear. A person. Do you really see yourself as a character in a visual novel? Of course. Why aren't your lines in the form perspective of the protagonist then? Thanks to your feelings, you were able to find the strength to stay human. I gave you the worst endings possible. Still, you persevered, preserved the most precious thing you have, your heart. It's lonely. That's why it seems useless to you. But there's always a person who cherishes your feelings more than everything, and that person is you. What does it matter if I can't even help myself? My heart is overflowing with sadness, and I can't do anything about it. You can't keep on bottling it up. This is exactly what you should share with others from time to time. Who cares? Everyone has their own troubles. I'm still here. You are still here. And I'm so happy to see you. Thank you. For the simple fact that you exist. In the end, this visual novel didn't have a single choice that affected the story, apart from one. You chose to stay here and listen to me until the very end. It's what I missed the most all this time. It's not enough to simply declare your feelings. They don't exist in the physical world. Your experiences are real, but you continue to keep them inside. Are words alone really enough? My heart can finally be free. I promise to take care of myself from now on, and I promise to remember you as someone who once saved my life. Thank you. We shall meet again. Well, OBS did not crash. Let's relaunch the game. Just so we're all clear, it did auto shut off the game. Some games do that. Can I continue? Oh. I can't do anything. Can I not? So I have 34 out of 58 achievements. What are the other achievements? 24 hidden achievements. Can I not actually play the game? We'll try launching it again.
guides.
Seems like there are a lot of... But apparently you have to go through some stuff to be able to play the game from the start. I'd rather just have the save file be the way I would play it. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Apparently there's other endings and stuff you could do, or like special scenes. But yeah, either I'd say if you play it for yourself, play it the way you want. If it's the same way I did it, go for it. But yeah, bye.